Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Running the Bases podcast. I'm your host, Michael Garaffa, alongside Marco Peralta, Ryan Blank, and Nick Nath, as we are here ready to go for Season 3, Episode 2 of the Running the Bases podcast. It's a great day. It is the second episode of Season 3, and for the first time, we are getting into some heavy content today because last week we were just going over a preview of the offseason, but today we are going to be going into more reviewing for the 2020 season, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And today we are going to be talking about the best player of each position, and then we'll get through that over the course of this show. So in today's show, we're going to be looking at every single position for American League and National League, and then the major leagues in general, and we're going to be naming whom we believe to be the best player at each. None of us know who we chose yet, so this could be a show where we either all agree or we all disagree. And also make sure you stick around to the very end of the show, where Ryan is going to have his very first segment, Fill in the Blank. So this is going to be a good show. I mean, I have a feeling that I think we're only going to agree, all of us, for three of the positions, where we agree for all three spots. So I don't know. I think we're gonna. I mean, maybe only two, but I think three for certain are going to be pretty close. So, like we're going to do before every show, I'm just going to name the signings that took place during the week. And this week we only had one. Charlie Morton signed with the Braves. If you want to see us do a full recap on that, me, Ryan, and Dom Stern, a special guest. And then Marco even jumped in at the end. We spoke about that this week. You can check that out on our channel. You can just go and click on the logo after the video. Don't do it right now. Do it after today's show and go and check that out to hear our full analysis. It was about 15 minutes long. So let's hop into it, shall we? The best player at each position. We're going to go around the horn and say who we chose for each position and why. We're going to be doing both leagues, choosing which of the two players after that for the leagues who we believe to be the best. That didn't make any sense. Let me rephrase. We're going to be doing both leagues, American League, National League. After that, we're going to pick out of those two players which we believe is Major League's best at that position. We're going to all have 1 minute each to do each position. So I'll start it off. I'm going to be doing starting pitcher. It'll be me doing starting pitcher for a minute, then Marco doing starting pitcher for a minute, then Ryan doing starting pitcher for a minute, and then Nick doing starting pitcher for a minute. And then we roll into relief and then closing pitcher. So let me make sure that my timer is up properly, because knowing me, I probably would do it wrong. All right, so we'll start it off with starting pitcher. I've got my timer right here. So starting pitcher. In the American League, I thought that it was really pretty clear to me that I think this is one of the three that we'll all agree on. Shane Bieber, clearly, in the American League, he was the best pitcher in the American League this year. Such an incredible season for him. He had a career best. Well, he actually had a league best 8-1 record, a career best and league best 1.63 ERA, a league leading 122 strikeouts, a career best .866 WHIP, a 5.9 hits per nine, .8 home runs per nine, and a 14.2 strikeouts per nine, which is a career high and a league best this year. So Shane Bieber dominating for the Indians. Trevor Bauer, so I gave it to in the National League side, National League Cy Young. And I mean, just an incredible stat line for him, a 1.73 ERA, .795 WHIP. And for the MLB best pitcher, I had to give it to Trevor Bauer. I think it was unbelievable what that man did this year, and he's who I've got up there at the top. That's my 1 minute. Marco, you once you start talking, your 1 minute will be on the clock.
Okay, I'll do this really quickly. I told you guys I was going to have a little surprise for y'all as soon as we got into the show.
Yes, your timer won't start until you start talking about the pitcher, so go ahead. Ooh, fun. Oh, yeah.
I had to bring it out, boys. I had to bring it out. Just got in the mail a couple days ago, so I had to bring it out.
But yes, you did.
Anyways, my starting pitcher for the AL, I've said this quite a long time. Shane Bieber, for me, is the best pitcher in the American League. This guy just has phenomenal stats. The guy, he was just amazing this season for the Indians. Like you said, Michael, 1.63 ERA, 122 strikeouts. The thing is, Michael, the thing that surprised me the most is that in 2018 he played 20 games, if I'm not mistaken. In this one, I think it was just 12 games. And I think in 2018 he had like 10, 15 less strikeouts. and that was like in 20 games in 2018. So like just in 12 games alone, he surpassed his 2018 totals. So I have to give it to Shane Bieber and the NL. You said it yourself too, Trevor Bauer. Definitely one of the best pitchers in baseball. A surprise out of nowhere. So I have to give it to Trevor Bauer. But the best pitcher in the major leagues, I got to go with Trevor Bauer. I mean, Shane Bieber.
Got it in the last second. So wait, where do we like the timer position? Do we like it here? Do we want to do you want me to just show you at 30 seconds? Do you want it the whole time? What do we like in it? It's up to you guys.
Go clock keeper style, and here's how we'll do it. When we get to 30 seconds, just do 3-0. And then we're down to 10 seconds, just do 1. And then at the end, 3, 2, 1. And then just scream stop.
When we're down to 10 seconds, I'll go like 1-0.
Okay, scream when we're getting down to 0 seconds.
I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm like, stop! All right, you ready?
Thank you.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Oh, am I up?
Yes, you are.
Oh, wow. I thought Nick was going to go. Okay.
No, it's that we're going in the order of how we arrived today.
So here's the thing. Best pitcher in the AL it's as easy as he can get. It's Shane Bieber this year. 2.81 ERA plus. He had 122 strikeouts in 77 innings. I don't get that. That's ridiculous. His hit per 9 was insane with 5.4. His strikeouts per 9 innings was 14.2. There's no argument that says that he is not the best pitcher in the American League. National League, you got to go Trevor Bauer. His whip was .795 this year. His ERA plus was 2.76. He had 2 complete game shutouts. ERA was 1.73. He did have less strikeouts, but he had 100 strikeouts in 73 innings, which puts him at a 12.3 strikeout per 9 ratio. That's insane as well. And best pitcher, Shane Bieber.
Wow, I didn't even have to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Absolutely. So you two both have Shane Bieber, so I was wrong. We didn't all agree on this, but we'll see what Nick says. Nick and I are on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I'm not on the same wavelength as any of you guys today. For me, I just went with it as going the past couple of years. So for me in the AL, I'm going to go Garrett Cole. For me,
wait, I don't think you got the concept of the thing,
years.
though, Nick. It was just for 2020 as the best pitcher of 2020. That was the.
Yeah, so then it would be Bieber and Bauer.
I just wanted to make sure you knew, because I don't want people to think that you're picking Garrett Cole for best pitcher of 2020, because people will be like, "Is there something?"
Well, obviously it'd be the Cy Young Award winners. So yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, because I went Cole DeGrom. That's hilarious. So
I appreciate it. I paused your timer, by the way, so that you didn't. So I'll let you go. I'll let you go with. If you want to stick with Garrett Cole and Jacob DeGrom for now.
Obviously the Cy Young Award winner is going to be the best pitcher of 2020.
That's true.
And then best pitcher in the MLB, I'm going Bieber.
Okay. So Nick, I'll let you in the next 3. You can what you could do is while we're talking, you can adjust.
But I think pitcher's the only one that was different then.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll see. It depends, because I also think we're all going to disagree on the next few, except for first base and DH. So I think we're going to all probably have some different ones. So I'll start it back up with the American League on the relief pitching side. So
this one was hard.
This one was very difficult, especially in the AL. It took me a long time of looking at it, but I eventually came down to Nick Anderson. The one thing that held me back from choosing him initially was because of his low inning count, but still, you cannot deny those stats. A .55 ERA, a .49 whip, a 2.8 hits per 9, a 0.6 home runs per 9, and a 1.77 walks per 9. I mean, those are unholy numbers. I know it's only his second year in the big leagues, but those are all career bests. I mean, just an insane number for him. And I got to give Devin Williams it on the National League side. His numbers are even better. 27 innings, a .63 whip, 2.7 hits per 9, a 17.7 strikeouts per 9. I mean, they call him the airbender for a reason. He's insane. And I've got to give Devin Williams my major league spot for the relief pitcher of the year, because honestly, there's no question in my mind that he's got to be it. So that's my time. Marco, we'll throw it over to you.
Okay, so I basically agree with what you're saying about Nick Anderson. Like the guy was just plainly a stud. He was a stud for his team this entire season. But the one I do disagree with, and it's in the NL side. And I don't want to sound biased, but you gotta commend this dude. This guy came out of nowhere, and he was one of the best relief pitchers in the entire Dodgers bullpen. So I have to go with Dylan Floro. The guy, he had a 2.59 ERA, and he had a whip of 1.11. It's not the best whip at all, but when he came in and did a job. Like he got himself out of jams. He had a great postseason. So I have to give him basically the NL spot. But I'm gonna go with Nick Anderson for best in MLB.
Okay, I also forgot to do the 30-second. I felt bad, but fortunately you got through that pretty quickly.
I know you hate me, Michael, but whatever.
I'm getting used to this timekeeper thing. Ryan, you're up.
Yeah, MLB. Well, AL. I should start with is Nick Anderson for sure. He was insane this year. Not someone that you would expect, especially for me to say after his poor playoff performance, but still, he was insane this season. NL's tough. I want to go with Devin Williams, but I don't because I want to be different from Michael here. Because my two top guys were Dylan Floro and Devin Williams. So I'm going to go with Devin Williams. Different. He was just so good this year. There's
different. I'm different.
He was insane. Dylan Floro was huge for that bullpen and huge reason why they got over the hump to the World Series. But I got to go with Devin Williams. And top in the entire MLB, I'm going to go with Devin Williams.
All right. There's a reason why I made him a thumbnail. So.
No, yeah, I agree with Michael and Ryan. I can totally see Marco's point. Dylan Floro is amazing as far as the NL, but for the AL, for me, it's Nick Anderson. He's really the heart and soul of that Rays bullpen, in my opinion. It's not even close. And then for Devin Williams, for him being a rookie, and for him to just the stats that he had this year were mind-boggling to me. But for me, the best in the MLB is Nick Anderson. I think obviously we have to see what Devin Williams is capable of next year in a 162-game season. But I think he's a bright future in this league. Both of them are dominant relief pitchers, but for right now, Nick Anderson's the best relief pitcher in the MLB.
Now, I feel bad, Nick, because I'm reading back at the outline right now, and it does say just best player at each position. I didn't specify 2020, so I give you. Wow. I understand. I think it was. I tried to make it implied that it was 2020, but I definitely understand why you didn't get that because
we're in school. We still need instructions. We're in school.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
No, I'm reading it, and it just says best player at each position. I mean, you can definitely assume that I don't mean 2020. And
all of a sudden, watch Nick say Sandy Koufax best starting pitcher ever.
I mean, I'm lucky that Marco and Ryan interpreted it the way I thought because they very easily could have not. So I'm at least glad that you guys picked up on my mistake and thought and knew what I really meant. But Nick went with what was written there. So I'll stop blabbing and we'll get back to what we meant. I just wanted to acknowledge that Nick wasn't – I feel bad that Nick was the one person that just followed what I wrote and not what I intended. So
it's all good. We got it.
We'll get to be a Mets fan.
Yeah, just had to be. On the day I'm wearing my East is Ours shirt from 2015, the only time I've ever witnessed.
You should take some Steve Cohen classes, teach you how to do instructions.
Hey, we got a fun off season coming. So we go over to closing pitcher, and both of these spots were also fairly tough for me. On the American League side, Liam Hendriks is the one I have to go with here for closer. A 1.78 ERA, a 0.67 WHIP. I mean, these are all really great numbers, all career highs for him. I don't think it's really a question for the American League side for who is the best closer, just in my opinion. Such a great year for him, just all-around dominance. He didn't really perform in the postseason the way he needed to, but he was still incredible during the regular season. It was the NL side that I really struggled with a lot here. But the person I ended up deciding on was Josh Hader. Hader had a really good year. 13 saves was the league best. That wasn't why I picked him, but a .947 whip and a 14.7 Ks per nine are really good. His ERA is a lot higher than it should be, but like we've seen before, especially coming out of the bullpen, you can't control who's coming in behind you if you walk somebody and they get a 2-run homer. You can't control that. But I am going to go overall in the MLB with Liam Hendricks. I think it's just no brainer. He was the best this year.
We got the same ones, Michael. I got to go with Liam Hendrick in the AL. There's no question about it. Like you said, at best, just his ERA alone, 1.73. That's what it was. I think it was it. It was 1.73 or 1.78, right?
1.78.
Yeah, that 3 was missing that half. So I have to go with Liam Hendricks in the AL, no question about it. But also in the NL, I got to go with Josh Hader. Just this guy, every time he comes out of the bullpen, it's scary. This guy, his fastball is just unbelievable. So I have to go with Josh Hader. And the thing about him is that it just sucks that he's with the Brewers. I remember like when it was in 2017, like there was or 2018, he was just a key piece of their bullpen and to maybe help them get to the World Series and get over the Dodgers. But Josh Hader has to be, for me, the best in the NL, but best MLB, Liam Hendricks.
Yeah, I agree with AL. You got to look at Liam Hendricks. He's about to get paid. 1.78 ERA. In 25 innings, he had 14 saves and only gave up 14 hits. Had 5 earned runs, 37 strikeouts. His ERA plus was 2.35. He was insane this year. And he's easily the best closer in the American League. National League, you guys might give me some kind of Horace for this, but I'm going to go with where he ended the year, and I'm going to say Trevor Rosenthal. Just looking at how he did the entire year 1.9 ERA. 23 innings, he had 11 saves, 12 hits. He only gave up 5 earned runs, and he had 38 strikeouts with an ERA plus of 2.40. I know that includes stats with the Royals, but you got to look at how elite he was throughout the entire season. Oh, by the way, the best overall, Liam Hendricks.
Hey, can I change mine? I forgot one.
Yeah, what? Who?
Kenley Jansen.
I was gonna say, I was like, that's definitely a joke, but it's okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Nice. He wasn't looking.
he was. He left you hanging.
Oh,
It's
shoot!
all good.
What were you doing, Nick?
He gave you a fist bump.
There you go.
Hey, how about pick? Go ahead.
No, for AL, you guys said it best. It's Liam Hendricks. It's not even close. Going into this season, I think there was a little bit of a toss-up, but Liam Hendricks set himself apart from everyone else in the AL. There's no question there. And I think Marco said it best with Josh Hader in the NL. Every time he comes out of the bullpen, there's always fear. I feel like his windup is so scary. His fastball is even scarier. He really shut it down for the Brewers this year. But best closer in the MLB for me is Liam Hendricks. It's not even close. He like Ryan said, he's about to get paid this year as he should, and he's really the reason why Oakland has such a stable bullpen, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the funnier part that happened yesterday was, well, over the last week, is that the Brewers actually said that they're no longer. I mean, they've been shopping Josh Hader around continuously recently, and now over past years, and now they're saying that they are no longer looking to trade him away. So I think it's about time that the Brewers realize how valuable he really is to that bullpen if they hope to get further. So now we move on to catcher, which I'm sure is going to be Ryan's favorite position of the day. And here on the American League side, the reason for that is because Salvador Perez is definitely the best AL catcher. I mean, if anyone disagrees with me, I'd be very disappointed. I mean, a 3.33 average, 11 homers, 32 RBIs, a 6.33 slugging, which is a career high, a 9.86 OPS, which is a career high. I mean, this guy absolutely tore it up this year. Ryan, you got very lucky that you got to witness such a great season from him. I mean, really an all-around impressive year. I think Marco's disagreeing with me, which will make Ryan a little disappointed. But then we go over to the NL side, and Travis d'Arnaud, man, I hate to say it, but what a year from him. 321 average, a career high, a 9 home run season, 34 RBIs, 386 OBP, 533 slugging, and a 919 OPS. 2 incredible catchers. And d'Arnaud is he did so well this year. It's hard for me not to give it to him. But for the MLB, Ryan, congratulations. Salvador Perez, best catcher of 2020.
Michael, just because JT hasn't signed with the Mets, you don't have to be mad at him, bro.
I'm not mad at him, bro.
Facts.
Man.
Facts.
Okay, so Ryan, you're going to be disappointed with me, but I'm looking at it from a standpoint of how he helped this team, like what he did for his team. And Salvador Perez, yes, he had a great season with the Royals, but I have to go for, Yasmani Grandal from the White Sox. I have to. I have to. I just think that Yasmani had a bigger year for his team. He's a powerful bat, and for me, he's a great catcher. One of the best framers in baseball. So I have to give it Yasmani Grandal. But in the NL, this is why I disagree with you too, Michael. I have to go with JT Realmuto. Like, come on, bro. You can't pass on JT, man. Like, this guy he's one of the key pieces that people want in this offseason, and he had one of the best seasons of his career. So come on, man. Come on. So best in MLB, I have to go with JT.
All right. Right.
I am so disappointed in Marco's argument right there. You want to talk about who's more valuable? It's definitely Salvador Perez. He is my AL pick as well. Yeah, he only played 37 games, but at the same time, he hit 333 with an OPS of 987, OPS plus of 161, 11 home runs, 32 RBIs. He was insane when he was playing. The Royals were playing their best baseball when he was playing. You see, when the Royals went on losing streaks, it was when Perez was out. When they were more successful was when he was playing. And the NL, come on, Michael. It's JT Realmuto. I don't know what else you can go with. He is the best catcher in baseball, and there's my pick too. JT Realmuto, NL, and best catcher in the league.
I guess it's because JT hasn't played with them for the Mets, and Travis d'Arnaud did play for the Mets, so there's the kind of favoritism right there.
I would rather go with JT Realmuto. I would rather go with Realmuto than d'Arnaud. It pains me that I had to pick Travis d'Arnaud. Realmuto didn't crack 300. I mean, it's such an amazing story for d'Arnaud that I can't not give it to him. But Nick, let's hear your reasoning.
Yeah, when Michael went, I thought I'd change my picks again. But then Marco went, and then I was like, okay, my picks are safe. And then Ryan went, and I was like, I don't know, maybe is it Salvador Perez? But I think I'm going to stick with Yasmani Grandal in the AL. Just for me, 37 games for Salvador Perez isn't enough for me. Obviously, he was amazing when he played, like we said. But for me, Yasmani Grandal was just more. He was just there. I just feel like you play more games, it just helps. It just helps against a guy that doesn't play as many games. And then in the NL, it was JT Realmuto all the way. Like we said before, he's one of the most sought after free agents in this free agency class. And in the MLB, I think it's JT Realmuto, no question. It's just he's the best offensive catcher in baseball, no question, in my opinion. And he makes up for the defensive end too. So that's my pick.
Michael, this will happen when we buy too many shirts, man. Your thought process goes different because all you think about is deals on Black Friday.
Hey, there's a Cyber Monday deal tomorrow too. I got an email 70% off.
Take that credit card.
Mrs. Garaffa, if you are listening to this show, take Michael's debit card away now.
To be fair, I'm begging you. Is great for deals though, so I don't blame him.
That's true.
No, the thing is though, the thing that I ask myself a lot is like, he works at Trader Joe's, right? So how much of that paycheck goes to T-shirts?
Not a lot. Not really. Not a lot.
You're such a liar,
You'd
bro.
be surprised, dude. You would be surprised. I budget it very well. I don't spend my money on anything. So the one thing I splurge on are T-shirts because my goal is to have an incredible widespread collection.
Michael, this is an addiction, and we're your AA here, okay? We have to get rid of that debit card, or we have to get rid of your computer. Which one?
Well, I buy it on my phone, so.
We take the phone too, gentlemen. Michael, I know where you live. I will hunt you down and take everything that you love.
Michael, this is a safe zone. You're surrounded by people who love you. Just saying.
This is great. I love this. I love the support outpouring. So we go to, as you see, my mom is watching the show. She's the only viewer at the moment. So she's listening. So at first base, I think the clear-cut answers for both of these are the two MVPs. I think it's funny that both MVPs were first basemen. Jose Abreu in the American League side, and a career high 617 slugging and 987 OPS, led baseball with 60 RBIs, 76 hits, just an incredible year for him. And Freddie Freeman on the NL side, an even better year than somehow what Jose Abreu threw down with a 341 average, 13 homers, 53 RBIs, 23 doubles, a career high in on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, and batting average. I mean, I can't not give the MLB best to Freddie Freeman. Just an incredible year for him, but both MVPs, well-deserved.
Yeah, it's no question about First base, Jose Abreu for AL and Freddie Freeman in the NL. This is a hard one though for the best in MLB because Jose Abreu, he had just career high for him. Especially at his age, he's getting the back end of his career. He's playing so good. But man, I have to go with the most consistent first baseman that I've seen in all of the time I follow baseball. I have to go with Freddie Freeman on this one. That's it. There's no more.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Ryan. I'm just waiting for Ryan.
I thought Marco was going to continue, but he didn't. So easy. It's Abreu, AL, Freeman, NL. Freeman is the best in the MLB. Come on. It's not hard. I think someone who barely watches baseball can just look at it and just say, yep, those two right away.
Yeah. That's true. Nice. That was quick and easy. All right, Nick.
I mean, yeah, you guys said it best. It's not really hard when they're both MVPs of their respective leagues. Jose Abreu for the AL, Freeman for the NL, and Freeman for the best MLB. I think it's just really cool how this man even had COVID at one point before the season started, and still went on to put up these numbers. He even said he thought he was going to die, but went out, performed, and I think he's been underrated for so many years now. People finally get to see what type of player he really is. So he's the best first baseman in the MLB, no question.
So that's the first one we actually all agree on, which is good. So we can give it the good old, even though Dom's not watching today, we could still, he's been a guest now. So he's officially tied to the show in many more ways. So first base, like I said, no question. So then we go to second base. And this is another one that is interesting here. But I'll start it off with DJ LeMahieu, obviously, in the AL side. I'd be surprised if any of us disagree with that. I mean, 364 average, 421 on-base percentage, career highs in 4 categories. I mean, there's really no question. It's the NL side that I think you guys are going to give me grief for. So, Robinson Cano. That's who I got to go with on the NL side. I know he used steroids.
Cheater!
I agree.
Cheater!
Yes.
Bad Michael!
But his stats back it up. He had a good season statistically.
Steroids, back it up!
Because he used steroids.
I don't think you know how this works.
It doesn't matter.
There's a reason why Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa are not in the Hall of Fame.
Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame, and that's
he should. I'm not saying he's not, but it's because he's just steroids.
If you seriously think roids did not do what Robinson Cano did this year, then you are delusional.
And this is the second time. Second time he gets caught. Mike, you can't do this. You can't do this.
Fine. Who do you guys have for second base for NL? I'll change my pick. I'm willing to change my pick.
Okay, so AL, there's no question about it. Has to be DJ LeMahieu, even though Ryan got on our butts there.
And no matter what, DJ's got to be best in the MLB for me. So,
yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so has to be DJ LeMahieu. On the NL side, though, I'm going with Max Muncy. The thing about Max Muncy, though, is that he played a lot of first base and second base. So he split those types of things.
But
so,
which should he play more games at?
That's trying to remember.
Because if
he played more first base,
then he can't be considered a second baseman. So Marco's
that thing was hard though.
I got you guys.
Second baseman was hard.
AL easy, MLB easy. It's DJ LeMahieu, best second baseman. He missed 23 games, still put up 71 hits, career high in batting average, career high in OBP, career high in OPS. And he led the league in batting average, led the AL OBP, led the AL in OPS plus and OPS. I'm sorry, best second baseman in the league, and he needs to just get a blank check from the Yankees. NL, gentlemen, listen to the name, Donovan Solano. In 54 games, he had 326, had 3 home runs, 29 RBIs, led all nationally second baseman with 62 hits, and had 15 doubles. Yes, very much not a guy that you know a lot about, but give me Donovan Solano.
I have to stand corrected. I totally forgot about Solano because he's a Giant. I totally forgot about him.
I didn't forget about him. I'm salty because I've been salty because before we knew about the steroids with Cano, they gave Solano the Silver Slugger when at the time he didn't deserve it over Cano. So I just am salty about that.
Maybe they knew. Maybe they knew. Maybe
they probably did.
is just a dirty
Exactly.
player and an awful person. Yes, I hate Cano, but yeah, he cheats the game of baseball. No respect for him. If he gets into the Hall of Fame, I will protest that.
Yeah,
He
no.
won't.
He has to not be in the Hall of Fame, you know.
All right,
But
so I'll go with Solano.
I'll go with Solano too. I forgot. I apologize, baseball world, baseball gods. I'm sorry, I forgot about Donovan Solano. He was the face of the Giants, for crying out loud.
That's true. All right, Nick.
Yeah, you guys said it best for AL. And Ryan said it best right now. The AL, DJ LeMahieu. Obviously, I don't want anyone else at the plate with runners in scoring position besides DJ LeMahieu. Best contact hitter in baseball. There's no question about that. Yeah, NL is it is Solano. I mean, no, like we said earlier, no one really knows about him, but they have something really good cooking up in San Francisco with Yastrzemski and Solano now. You know that is a Solano came out kind of took the league by storm this year, but cemented himself as a top second baseman in this league, in my opinion. But yeah, LeMahieu's best catcher, not catcher, second baseman in baseball, not even close.
Yeah, we can't give it the good old because we didn't agree initially. But look, Cano had the best stats, but he didn't get there legitimately. And
for a reason.
I struggled with that decision a lot.
A dirty cheater.
Yeah, I agree that I regret putting him there. I do. I also regret buying a shirt for him a month ago, and then now
maybe you have the curse. Maybe you're a curse, a shirt curse. I
Hey,
have a friend who has a jersey curse. Every player that he buys, they either get hurt or start sucking. And guess who started playing bad once he bought his jersey? Cam Newton. Just want to put that out there.
Who? Me? Oh, are you talking about Are you talking about someone other? Oh, I think
maybe there's a curse that you have for buying these shirts.
It's possible.
Another reason that you should stop buying them. Mrs. Garaffa, please help us out here.
Please save us. All right, so we go to third base. This is another interesting category, but I think NL, we probably should all agree. American League, we might disagree a little bit, but probably not. On the American League side, I'm going with Jose Ramirez. Just a really good year all around. Not a career best year for him. He had a career high in slugging and OPS, but still 292, 17 homers, 46 RBIs. You can't argue with that. Marco disappeared for a second. Now I have to do rearranging. Jose Ramirez is just so good. Such a good player. I mean, an incredible year for him. And then Manny Machado on the NL side, there's no question about it either for him. Really, I would argue that this is a career best year for him. A 304 average, 16 homers, 47 RBIs. I mean, he was on pace to break his career high in both of those categories. A career high in on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS. Just a phenomenal year. I mean, you can't take that away from him. But I am going to go with Jose Ramirez for best in baseball. The only reason I did is because his OPS and slugging and OBP are so much higher than Machado.
You went Machado at third base?
You
went for Machado at third base?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we have the same ones again. My gosh. I got Jose.
I'm expecting that.
Yeah, well, Jose Ramirez, like, he just had an amazing year. I think one of the, if not the best of his career, because he was a finalist for MVP. So I got to go with Jose Ramirez or what he did for the Indians. But for the NL, there was a point I almost chose Nolan Arenado, but the fact that they just sucked. I just think he's a great defensive third baseman. I love the guy. But Manny Machado, he could hit and he could play defense, and he was on a better team this year. But it was no question. It has to be Manny Machado because he was also a finalist for MVP. So I have to go with Manny Machado. And for best in MLB, this one was tough because I love Jose Ramirez, but I have to go with Manny Machado on this one.
Yeah, I have the same two guys. Jose Ramirez was insane. 17 home runs, 46 RBIs, and 219 at-bats, 292 average. Then you look at Manny Machado, 304 average, 16 home runs, 47 RBI, 68 hits. These two guys are very comparable looking at the stats. Best in the MLB, though, I also value defense heavily, and a better defender is Manny Machado, so I'm going to go Manny Machado because I look at the defense as well.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's really no – when you look at 2020 as a whole, you can kind of just narrow it down to two people. Jose Ramirez really told the MLB this year that it was more of his team than Lindor's team in 2020. Lindor struggled at the plate. Ramirez clearly just didn't. Ramirez was the heart and soul of that lineup, in my opinion. And then NL Machado, I mean, it's a shame we didn't get to see him play this well when he was on the Dodgers at any point, but it's nice to see him finally live up to his potential in San Diego. And like we said earlier, defense overrules everything at this point, and along with the hitting, Machado is the best in the MLB this year, no question.
It's a good thing I knew, Nick, that you would be fast, but I completely forgot to turn the timer on. But I knew you would be under the minute anyway.
Well, when you guys all go before me, it's not that much time for me.
Which is why I was going to flip it around this time for you. We'll go in reverse order. We'll start it with you with shortstop, and you can kick it off for us. And we'll just go backwards. We'll go Nick, Ryan, Marco, me.
I don't think I should go first for these, just because I did like.
Okay, then we'll go with you first for the outfield.
Yeah,
and then all right. So I'll start off with shortstop then. So at shortstop, I went with Jose Iglesias. I know he only played 39 games, but I mean there have been a few guys on this list that didn't play the whole year. Iglesias's 373 average was insanely good for me. I couldn't take that away from him. 3 homers, 24 RBIs. Obviously, you're not going to call home about it, but a 400 on-base percentage, 556 slugging, and a 956 OPS. I mean, out of the guys that played the entire season, I didn't see anyone that had significantly good enough numbers to beat what he had. So that's what I've got for AL. For NL, I've got Trey Turner. This was just one of the top players in baseball. Very underrated year for him. 335 average, 12 homers, 41 RBIs. Career high in on-base percentage, slugging, and OPS. I've got to give him the MLB number for that. I mean, Trey Turner, just such a great year all around and a very underrated player at shortstop.
Okay, so you guys are going to really disagree with my picks. I know that for a fact. For AL, I have to go with Frankie Lindor.
Woo!
I have to go with Frankie Lindor. I just want
He's not being traded to the Mets. Stop it, delusional.
Yeah.
He is. Yes, he is. I would bet on it. I would. I mean, I would wager on it. Friendly wager on it.
Okay, all right. But Frankie Lindor, that's it. But
we already know who his NL is. It's Seager.
Yes. All right, keep going, Marco. We're interrupting you.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys were going to disagree with that one. My bad. I'm sorry.
No,
Wait, maybe you guys disagree with that one. Maybe, but I don't know. Like, I think Corey Seager, he's the best shortstop in baseball right now because he was so consistent throughout the whole entire year. Some people say Fernando Tatis. Yes, Tatis had more runs than Seager, but at the same time, and he had 2 more home runs than Seager, but at the same time, look what he did in the postseason in the NLCS and the World Series. You know, in the NLCS, he was red hot. NLCS MVP and World Series MVP. There is some people who don't think he doesn't deserve it, but the fact that he still played a part in that team to win the World Series title, I have to give to Corey Seager, the best shortstop in baseball.
Nice.
AL, I'm going Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson was really, really, really good this year. And here's the thing. He may have only played 49 games. He's still at 322, 10 home runs, 21 RBIs, led the American League shortstops in hits and runs with 45 runs and 67 hits. He led with OPS as well at 886. So Tim Anderson has just come off the scene the past couple of years, and he is the best shortstop in the American League in 2020. Now moving on to the NL, I agree with you, Michael. I did not think you would go with Trey Turner, but I'm going with Trey Turner. 59 games, 335 average, 982 OPS, 12 home runs, 41 RBIs, led all shortstops with hits for the and all of baseball with 78, 46 runs. And the reason I picked him over Seager is because he has 13 more hits and 8 more runs scored. And the best shortstop this year has to go Trey Turner. He was a beast. He really was a big piece in filling the void that was lost by Rendon.
I think we're all gonna have different AL ones, which is really fun. I went with Xander Bogaerts for the AL. I think he had a very underrated year. It's kind of hard playing in Boston with that team he had. He's playing a bunch of AAU players down in Fenway, but still managed to bat 300, 11 home runs, 28 RBIs, and he did play in 56 games. So the sample size was there. Only missed 4 games the entire year. In my opinion, he was very consistent all year round. And in the NL, I don't think there's a question. Trey Turner is the next stud. I think he's a 5-tool baseball player. He can really do it all. I don't see any weaknesses in his game, and I don't think we'll continue to see. I think Seager is definitely that they're in a tier of their own. Him, Trevor Story, and Seager are definitely an tier of their own, in my opinion. But Trey Turner had a better 2020 as a whole, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, shortstop was by far the most difficult one to pick. I mean, just absolutely so tough in the American League, at least. I mean, so many players to choose from, and no one really played long enough and had that continued success. I see the argument for Tim Anderson, but I mean, Jose Iglesias had almost 100 higher OPS. I mean, it's just so, and I'm a big lover of OPS. It's so many. So for the first time, we all disagree on one area. So I think that's good. We've got at least something to disagree on. So, Nick, we're going to start with you for left field. Now, the way we classified left field and center field and right field, the way we did it is they had to play the most games of the year in that position. So for left field, the left fielder had to play a majority of their games in left field. So, Nick, we'll kick it off with you.
Yeah, so I think my answers work for this one. For left field in the AL, I went with Michael Brantley. I think he was the most consistent hitter for the Astros this year in terms of average. Not obviously in terms of power or stuff like that, but I think he was their most consistent hitter amid the cheating allegations in the AL. And in the NL, I know this guy didn't play a lot of games, but I got to give it to Juan Soto. I think he was just absolutely dominant for when he played. I think he still finished top 5 or 6 in MVP voting in the NL. And for me, best left fielder in the MLB, it has to be Juan Soto. Like I said before, Juan Soto was on an absolute tear. He carried it over from the World Series. In my opinion, it's no question best left fielder in baseball.
You guys are not going to like my left fielder for the AL pick, I can already tell. But I'm going to go with Eloy Jimenez. 55 games played, 296 average, 890 OPS, 14 home runs, 41 RBIs, 63 hits and 26 runs, along with 14 doubles. He was insane this year. And you can't make an argument, I didn't play that many games. He only didn't play in 5 games. He led all American League left fielders with an 890 OPS who played more than 50 games, and he just played at an insane level. So I'm going to go with Eloy Jimenez for AL National League. It's easy. Juan Soto played, so what? He was out first 2 weeks, played 47 games, but a 1.185 OPS, 351 average, 13 home runs, 37 RBIs, 39 runs, 14 doubles, 54 hits. I don't know what else you can say. He is the star of that Nationals team, and he's going to continue to be that guy. Best in the league, Juan Soto for sure.
For my picks, I have to agree with what Nick said. I'm gonna go with Michael Brantley and Juan Soto for both positions. The thing about Michael Brantley is that he was the face of a team that's considered to be a high power offense, but we saw Jose Altuve. He had one of the worst years of his college career. He was good at the end, but he struggled kind of the whole entire season. And then Michael Brantley was the most consistent one. And this is a surprising one for me because I'm a big power guy. So I would chose someone who has a little bit more power than Brantley, but I have to go with Brantley for being the most consistent hitter for them. And Juan Soto, man, the thing that impressed me about this kid is that he's a kid. He's so young and he plays at such a high level. This guy's just phenomenal. Juan Soto is amazing. He's the face of the Nationals team now, so I have to go with Juan Soto for best in NL and for best in MLB, Juan Soto.
All right, well, now Ryan and I agree on the American League side. I'm going with Eloy Jimenez, and now the main reason that stood out to me was because he had career highs, even though it was his second year, but career high in 296 average, 332 on-base percentage, a 559 slugging, an 891 OPS. Just an all-around incredible year for him. I understand Brantley. The one thing that Brantley played so many games at DH that I chose not to put him in left field. So I just decided to go against that. Now for the National League side, you guys aren't going to like me for this, but I'm not picking Juan Soto. The only reason why I'm going with Marcell Ozuna. Both of them had fantastic years. And because there's no DH in the National League side, I had to put Ozuna in left field. And honestly, Juan Soto's right there. The only reason I'm going with Ozuna, he had an 18 home runs. What?
If we're basing off 2020, yes. If we're going off 2020, you have to put him in DH.
That was an NLDH.
But we're not doing an NLDH. That was the only reason why I had to put him in left.
I'm sorry. Where's your logic with that?
I didn't put NLDH because we don't know if it's going to continue forward.
But you said this is for 2020. Yes. NLDH.
What the hell's going on? What's going on?
Fine. Okay.
What's happening?
Cool. All right.
Everyone's
all right.
Do you see how they're confused? You see the confusion?
Yes, I do. Okay, fine. Okay, I get it. I will put Ozuna in the DH category. So now we're going to have a DH in the National League. So we'll have to make sure to do that. So then, sure, Juan Soto in left field, because he definitely, out of people that played left field all year long, 100% Juan Soto was the best there. And yes, he's the best in baseball. So see, season 3 new me. I'm willing to change. I might start off on the wrong foot, but I still get there eventually. So that's left field. And then we go to center field, which honestly, this is the most difficult position and weirdest position to go with. Nick, what's that?
I can't go first. This is
okay. I'll lead us off then. This position was so weird, but for the American League, I'm going with Mike Trout. I know it's a weird year for Mike Trout, but still 281 average, 17 homers, 46 RBIs. If his name wasn't Mike Trout, we would probably be saying, wow, what a great year that he had. Because you compare that to numbers, those are better numbers than almost everyone else that I have on here. But yet we're still, it's like, it's Mike Trout, not a great year. So I'm going for Trout on the AL side. The NL side was just a disaster. There was nobody who played a majority of games in center field that was just significantly better than anyone else. But I'm going with Ronald Acuna Jr. The only reason I'm doing that is because his OPS and his on-base percentage are ridiculous. A 406 on-base percentage, that his average was 250, but that on-base percentage is incredible. But on the entire MLB, I'm going for Mike Trout. A weird year in center field, but still Mike Trout reigning supreme.
Okay, I'll give you Mike Trout, and I agree you're feeling I agree you're feeling how you're saying basically like if it was someone else we'd be like, what a great performance of this player, but because it's Mike Trout, we expect higher of him, but I have to go with Mike Trout in center field for the AL because there's no other better center fielder in baseball. I mean, in the American League side, but in the NL, man, how can you do that, man? How can you do that? Game 7 NLCS, bro. You forgot about that game?
You betted below 240 though.
Yeah.
So, but dude, but what about his defense, bro?
But you act like Acuna has terrible defense.
Exactly. I'm trying to process this. I'm just saying. But
Mark, you're probably the only one who picked Bellinger.
I know. I'm pretty sure. But the fact I'm looking at the standpoint that what he did, obviously he didn't hit the best at the plate for average, but he had a great.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, well, I agree with you, Nick.
Marco, I'm gonna cut you off.
Well, let's let him finish. Wait.
So who
wait.
What he did for offense and defense was so big for the team.
What did he do for the offense? He got a 239.
Here's the
He
thing:
had 17 home runs.
Offensively, it just wasn't there, man.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there. But still, his big impact on the team was bigger than what Acuna did.
We gotta keep moving forward because we're not gonna have enough time for Ryan. But let's appreciate everyone's opinions here, okay? We bashed me enough. Marco, welcome to the bashing club.
Hey, it's not as bad as you though.
In the AL's Mike Trout. Yeah, he didn't have a Mike Trout-esque season, but come on, look at the stats for him. He's going to be insane year in and year out. His OPS 993, on-base percentage 390, 17 home runs, 46 RBIs. He's the best center fielder in the American League this year. National League, I'm going Ronald Acuna Jr. I'm sorry, Marco, but he had an OPS over 200 points higher than Bellinger. His on-base percentage was over, oh gosh, this is math, over 170 points higher than Bellinger. And he had a better average. He had 14 home runs, had 29 RBIs, 46 runs, 40 hits. Ronald Acuna Jr. played the best in center field, and he's also a great defender. So there's that. Top center fielder, Mike Trout. Mike Trout's just insane. That's all.
I get that. For me, Ronald Acuna Jr. had the best regular season for center fielders, but how he closed out the season, I have to give it to Cody Bellinger because of what he did for his team.
We have to do this on regular season because otherwise,
No. There's no instructions in the
There
form.
was no instructions.
There was no instructions saying that it was just a regular season ranking. It said 2020.
It didn't say 2020.
It didn't say.
It didn't.
Okay.
Hold on.
So he didn't say that.
The only reason Cody Bellinger was better was because of the playoffs?
What did he do? He changed the whole entire team to win the freaking World Series. He stole a home run.
We're just gonna act like he did not have 2 huge bench hit home runs. We're gonna not act like Clayton Kershaw actually didn't choke in the playoffs.
You're not gonna act like Seager won.
I'm not saying that.
We're gonna act like Seager put up his
I'm not saying that.
What about Justin Turner?
Calm down, everyone.
Oh my God. It's because you don't get how big that catch was. That changed so much because we were down by 2 games.
And then he got hurt.
Oh my gosh. We were down.
I've never seen this before. Wow. So this is what it feels like to not
Regular
be...
season was great for Acuna, but you have to look what he did in the postseason.
He was just so bad.
They were down.
All right.
He was 3-1. They were down 3-1.
I cannot discount his 787 OPS and his 239 average.
But look at his postseason.
Everybody. Am I going to pull out the mutes? Am I going to have to pull out the mutes? Let's calm down, everyone. Calm down.
I love Cody Bellinger. I love Bellinger.
Ryan.
I love Acuna too, but Bellinger had a bigger postseason than Acuna. 3-1. 3-1. 3-1.
Marco. Ryan. We have a right fielder to do, and we have Ryan's segment to do, and DH. So let's just be quick. Let's just say who we got.
Wait, can I do mine real quick?
Yeah, because we've got to speed through for Ryan's segment.
Okay, yeah, Trout Acuna, and then Trout's best MLB. Sorry, that's all.
Thank you, Ryan. I mean, Nick. All right, right field. I went AL Teoscar Hernandez and NL Mike Yastrzemski. MLB, I had to go with Mike Yastrzemski. Incredible year.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with your AL pick. That's what I'm gonna go for. But I don't even want to say my NL pick anymore. Screw it.
Who's your NL pick?
You guys know who I'm going to choose, but it doesn't matter because we're looking at the regular season.
Who did you pick? I don't even know who you picked.
It's freaking obvious. I'm picking Mookie Betts.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot about.
I agree with that.
I think that's a great pick.
Okay, now he's salty with me. Okay.
Hey, Mr. Salty, let's not complain.
If you knew what that catch meant and that Game 7 home run, Ryan.
Marco, we know. It's
the right field in the AL. I'm going with Alex Verdugo, 308 average, 844 OPS. His RBIs do not show it. He had 62 hits, 36 runs. I have to go with him on this one. Not kind of slim pickings there on right fielders in the AL. NL, it's easy. It's Mookie Betts. I don't know. I'm sorry, Marco, if I offended you, but I agree with you. Mookie Betts, 292 average, 928 OPS, 16 home runs, 39 RBIs, 64 hits. Insane season. He is the best.
Ryan, we got your segment is already losing time. I don't want to ruin your segment, but we already have. What?
Mookie Betts is also the best right fielder in the game of baseball. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so I apologize. I had no time to change my pick, but AL, I stupidly just put Judge because I thought this was overall, and then NL is Betts, and then MLB is Betts. I don't think Judge is actually, but I don't have time to change my pick. Betts is the best one in the MLB. That's all you have to know.
And then I think we all know that for the DH that Nelson Cruz is it in the American League, and then I went with Ozuna in the National League, but. I want to get to Ryan's segment. DH isn't as important. I already gave my spiel on Ozuna before, so we'll hop over to Ryan's segment. This is now, Marco. This is your chance to get back at him for.
Gentlemen, I know our good friend Michael here had my idea for my segment to be fill in the blank. I want to do a little Jeopardy game for this first one.
Okay, cool.
So,
he's explaining it for me. Go ahead.
Here we go.
I've never watched Jeopardy. I just know the host.
We have historical players and current players. We've got $100, $300, and $500. Okay?
And 3 minutes.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
I mean, we can go pass on here, just on the plays, obviously.
Okay. Since we are with the host here, Michael, where would you like to go?
So what are the categories again? I was so focused on
players and current players.
Okay, I'll go for historical players for 300, please.
For 300, what a great call. This former right fielder hit over 409 seasons throughout his MLB career, played for one team, and is also the top 20 for most home runs hit by a player in his career.
Can we answer? Oh, yeah, Jeopardy. We can answer.
Barry Bonds?
It's in one team.
Oh, sorry. Dumb. I have no idea.
I did not think this one would stump you guys.
Wait, repeat.
Do you say current or
historical?
Former.
Historic? Is it Paul? Not Paul Konerko?
Nope.
Continue. Reread the stats.
Okay. This former right fielder hit over 409 seasons throughout his career. Played for one team. He is also ranked in the top 20 for most home runs hit by a player in their career.
It's not Cal.
I'll give you guys another.
Oh,
Hey,
hold on.
That's a good one.
I feel like I know who it is, and I'm blanking on his name.
Is it Lou?
Nope.
No, Lou. No.
Because Lou played with the Yankees the whole entire time.
Yeah, but Lou Gehrig was a first baseman.
Yeah,
Mickey
that's true.
Mantle.
Yeah.
Mickey
The
Mantle?
Mantle.
Oh,
there
give
you
it to
go.
Nick. Give it to Nick.
That's my
Okay,
birthday
we're
point.
going to throw it over to Nick.
I'm so cold.
Okay, let me go current for 100.
Current for 100. This 8-time All-Star is a 5-time Silver Slugger and is one of 6 players ever to have been suspended twice for PEDs.
Robinson
I'm
Cano.
gonna-
No.
I said it first.
Marco got it first.
Marco is up. I just want to give a dig at Michael, especially for his whole Cano thing earlier.
Darn
Okay.
it.
Marco, you're up, my friend.
Okay, I have to go historic for 200. Let's go with that.
Well, we only have 100, 300, 500 because I didn't know how
My bad. Let's go with historic for 100. I don't know.
Okay. This 12-time MLB All-Star was selected by the Pittsburgh Pirates from the Brooklyn Dodgers in the 1954 Rule 5 draft. He also ended his career with exactly 3,000 hits.
Roberto Clemente.
Yeah.
Boom. Michael's got it. Michael.
All right, so Nick has 200. Marco has 100. I have 100. If you want to catch the rest of this, there's 3 players to go. Nick has 300.
Nick
and Marco
has
and I both
300.
have 100.
So Nick
So
is
if you want to catch the rest of this segment, make sure you go check it out on YouTube. It'll only be a couple minutes longer if you're listening to us on Blaze. Thank you for listening to this episode. We got a little heated at the end, but we still had a lot of fun. We had a great show. Make sure you tune back in next week. We've got another good show for you guys. We're going to talk about the best player on every team in 2020 and future stars to look out for. So make sure you're listening to that. We'll see you guys all next week on Blaze. Again, as we normally do, we'll finish up here. We're going to be done in about 2 or 3 minutes anyway because we've only got 2 more categories to go. But as a refresher, Nick has 300.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Marco has 100 and I have 100. And then, so there's still 3
goal,
categories. Mine. We'll go with current players for 500.
Damn.
Oh, this will be fun. This star fielder is one of 19 players in MLB history to have won a College World Series and a World Series. Also has 3 seasons ranking top 10 in WAR and is the active leader in double plays turned by an outfielder.
Michael Conforto.
Nope.
I got
Cody.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bellinger.
I was gonna.
It's not Bellinger.
I don't know many.
College World Series.
I don't know many College World Series.
Wait, did you say as an outfielder?
Yep. He's the active leader in double plays for an outfielder.
Judge?
Nope.
Mookie
No, I don't
Betts.
think it's Judge.
Nope.
Man, it's just so hard. Like I don't watch the College World Series. It's so hard. Oh shoot.
AL or NL?
AL.
AL. It can't be Trout.
No, it is not Trout.
It's not Trout. Center field. Oh, I'm looking.
It's not center field. It's
Yeah,
anyone
he just said outfield. Dang, that's tough.
I'm thinking so hard, and it's a current player.
Yes, sir.
Current player. I just don't watch the College World Series. I'm blank.
Well, I'm trying to think of people that turn.
I'm legit blank here.
Who's a cannon of an arm?
Is it Ramon Laureano?
No, it is not Laureano.
I was going to say it can't be because I don't think he.
Bryce.
AL.
Oh,
No, yeah.
I keep forgetting about that because I know he did.
I'm so stumped.
I am too. You got to give us another hint.
Yeah.
Played. I'm trying to think. How about this? I'll give you this one.
Just say the division.
He's a free agent.
No. Okay. He's a free agent.
right now.
George Springer?
No.
Oh, Jackie Bradley Jr.
Correct. Jackie Bradley Jr.
Give me that 500, baby.
Okay, Michael. We have these remaining. We have
Historic players for 500.
historical players for 500.
He's going big.
Here we go.
They lost this anyways.
This longtime MLB pitcher owns the record for most home runs given up in a pitcher's career and ranks third for the most earned runs allowed in a pitcher's career.
Wow,
Babe Ruth. Oh, crazy.
that is just terrible.
Got to be someone who's played a long time. No.
Obviously, you have to throw out Nolan Ryan out the window. Don't even think about Nolan Ryan.
Why? Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
That's my first guess. Nolan Ryan.
No, it
I'll
can't
give
be
you all
Nolan.
another hint. Pitched into his 40s.
Bartolo Colon?
Nope.
No. You said was he a starter, relief, or closer?
No, he's got to be a starter.
Hold on.
He's
Who's
got to be
that?
a starter, right?
Warrior.
Yeah, it's Jamie Moyer.
Damn it. Nick's got 800. How much is on the board right now?
100. The final one is current players for 300. You guys ready?
Oh, wow. Okay, so Marco's out. If I get it, I win. If Nick gets it, he wins. And if Marco gets it, then Nick wins. So the odds are in Nick's favor.
This future MLB Hall of Famer was drafted in the 13th round of the 1999 MLB draft and is tied for the most seasons with over 100 RBIs. He is also one of 13 players to have won back-to-back MVPs in MLB history.
1999.
Right fielder.
Gary Sheffield.
Nope, not
No.
Sheffield.
Not Sheffield. I'm dumb. He didn't win MVP.
Wait, this is current players, right?
Yep, he's still a current player.
Miguel Cabrera?
Nope.
He said right fielder.
Nope. Never said
No, he
position.
didn't. He didn't
Oh,
say.
you what are the clues again? I'm really sorry.
Pujols.
Bam! It is out.
No, I win.
Nikash with the win.
I didn't.
He's tied with A-Rod for the most seasons with 100 over 100 RBIs with 14.
Dang. So both Nick and Ryan are batting 1,000 in competitions that they compete in. Me and Marco both over 2. But it's okay. Marco's next week. I'm competing
You
on
bat
all of
3 for 10 in the MLB, you're a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Exactly. So Marco's segment will be next week. And again, if you want to check us out next week, that is going to be a really fun show. We've got a different type of show that we haven't really done because we're going to be focusing a lot on teams. We're going to do every team's current top player from 2020, their face of the franchise at the moment, and then their rising star for future years. And then we will have the Marco Polo segment, the first time that Marco will be on there. So
Wait,
we're really happy to have. What was that?
Let me hear the instructions again.
Okay, yes. So it'll be.
Can you give me the
write it down
instructions
clearer.
for Marco Polo again to make sure I got this thing right, please?
Ryan changed his segment from what a little bit from what I did.
We'll do my film and Blake next time. I just felt like we needed a little bit of Jeopardy to honor
like
the late
Jeopardy.
Alex back.
That was fun. I think that's better. I think you should do that from now on. I think
heck
that's
yeah.
better.
You know what? I'll do more categories next time.
Okay, well, we won't have tons of time, but that's fine.
We can
So,
go over.
yes,
Okay,
it will be.
Michael.
It will be every team's top. Yes, Marco.
Can you please tell the viewers what Marco Polo is about, please?
Okay, so Marco
I want this
Polo.
on record.
Okay, so
And I
Marco
need a
will
recap of next
say-
week's episode.
Marco will say something and someone, and we will say the first person or thing that comes to our mind. This is not a winning competition. It is going to be Marco will, like, for example, let's say he says A-Rod, and then we say steroids. Or you can turn it into
cheater.
You can turn it into a game and maybe put what you think first and see who gets that right. But that's up to you. You can spin it however you want. But this focus of the game is going to be, we have to say the first thing that comes to our mind when we think of a certain player or thing. Like, let's say Hall of Fame. You think of, I don't know, Ken Griffey Jr. So it's just a matter of whoever the first thing you think of. So that's that. And again, to refresh, it'll be every team.
It's gonna be so bad for y'all. I got one so bad.
Write it down. We don't want to forget it. So for every team's top player, that is going to be every team's top player of 2020. And then the current face of the franchise is just who you think is the current face of the franchise. It doesn't have to do with 2020 necessarily.
Players then.
It could be, yes, absolutely. And then there will also be a rising star. So it could be, you should have 3 different players, possibly. You could have 2, obviously, if the current best player and the face of the franchise are the same. So it'll be fun. Make sure you guys are tuning in next week. That is, again, going to be a really good show. We've crossed off season 3, episode 2, and we've only got 4 more shows in 2020. Thankfully, we can get rid of this year and put it behind us. It's been a good year of shows for us, but not a good year in general. So we hope to be back in the studio sometime in the near future to be with each other, get to see each other again. But again, we all appreciate you coming out here to season 3, episode 2 of the Running the Bases podcast / show, as you guys like to yell at me for. We've got Marco Peralta, Ryan Blank, and Nick Nath here with us on the call today. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you, Ryan, for your great segment.